Hello, welcome to Storytime Read Along with me. Hi friends, today we are reading Peppa Pig Cold Winter Day and Peppa Pig Grampy Rabbit in Space. Peppa Pig Cold Winter Day. It is a cold winter day and all the puddles have frozen over. Jumping in icy puddles is not fun, but there are lots of other exciting things to do in the snow. Peppa Pig Cold Winter Day. It is a cold winter day. Peppa and George have wrapped up warm in their hats, scarves and mittens to go and feed the ducks. Look, it's a muddy puddle, cries Peppa. Peppa loves jumping in muddy puddles. She runs over to the puddle, but as she tries to jump in, she slips. Oh, it's frozen solid, she says. Hee hee, snorts George. It's not funny, George, says Peppa. Daddy Pig loves muddy puddles too. Be careful, Daddy, shouts Peppa. Daddy Pig has jumped straight onto the frozen puddle. Whoa, says Daddy Pig, wobbling about. It's lucky I'm so good at balancing. Muddy puddles are not fun when they are frozen. Everyone keeps walking until they find the duck pond. Peppa and George throw some bread to the ducks, but it just bounces along the surface. The pond is frozen too. Peppa and George both giggle as the ducks slide around. Sorry for laughing, Mrs. Duck, says Peppa, but you do look funny. Look! It's snowing, says Daddy Pig. I'm going to catch lots of snowflakes, shouts Peppa. Snort, snort, says George as he tries to catch them too. Hello, Peppa and George, says Susie Sheep. We're going to have a toboggan race. Please, can we go and watch? Asks Peppa. Of course, says Mummy Pig. Let's walk up the hill to the start. Daddy Pig picks up George because it is too slippery for him to walk up the hill on his own. What about me? Says Peppa. It's a bit slippery for me too. Come on then, says Daddy Pig, scooping up Peppa. Mummy Pig tells Daddy Pig to be extra careful not to fall over. Don't worry, Mummy Pig, he says. I'm very good at balancing. At the top of the hill, all the toboggans are just setting off when Daddy Pig topples over and starts skidding down the hill. He zooms past Danny Dog, Zoe Zebra and Pedro Pony. Soon Daddy Pig is in the lead. Whee! Peppa and George are sitting on Daddy Pig's tummy. Whee! They call. They are enjoying the ride. Peppa and George win the race. My daddy makes a great toboggan, Peppa tells everyone. All the children are laughing about Peppa and George's special toboggan ride. It's not funny, says Daddy Pig. Hee It is a bit funny, says Mummy Pig. I suppose it is a bit funny, Daddy Pig agrees. Hee 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 hee. Everyone laughs. Peppa Pig, Grampy Rabbit in space. Grampy Rabbit is visiting Peppa's playgroup. He's doing a very special talk on space rockets. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, blast off! Peppa Pig, Grampy Rabbit in space. Peppa and her friends are at playgroup. Today they have a special treat. Grampy Rabbit is here to talk about space rockets. Rocket, snorts George. Hello everybody, Grampy Pig shouts. Grampy Rabbit has a very loud voice. He holds up a space rocket. It's a bit small, says Susie Sheep. This is just a model, explains Grampy Rabbit. The rocket I went in was ginormous. Everyone gasps. Grampy Rabbit has flown to the moon in a space rocket. Grampy Rabbit lifts the rocket into the air. When you go into space, you count backwards. He says, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, blast off! Peppa and her friends all shout together, blast off! There I was, flying through space, remembers Grampy Rabbit. Oh, say the children. Vroom! When I landed on the moon, says Grampy Rabbit, it was so beautiful I was lost for words. That sounds nice, sighs Madame Gazelle. Grampy Rabbit goes on. Did you know that when you're on the moon you can jump as high as a house? Suddenly, something strange happens. Grampy Rabbit stops talking. Oh dear, says Madame Gazelle. He has lost his voice. Madame Gazelle asks Dr. Brown Bear to come and help Grampy Rabbit. Dr. Brown Bear looks into Grampy Rabbit's mouth. I see, he says, a very serious case of losing a voice. The doctor pours some special pink medicine onto his spoon. Open wide, he says. Grampy Rabbit swallows the medicine. Try saying ah now, says Dr. Brown Bear. The doctor listens carefully. Oh, booms Grampy Rabbit. The medicine has made his voice much better. Grampy Rabbit gets back to his story. I wrote a song on the moon, he cries. Would you like to hear it? No, thank you, says Madame Gazelle and Dr. Brown Bear. Yes, please, say the children. Twang, twang, twang. All together now, sings Grampy Rabbit. I got up this morning, I went to the moon.
and all I could see was the moon and the stars. The moon, the stars, the moon, the stars, the moon, the stars.
Everybody loves singing along with Grampy Rabbit. Hee hee! Peppa and George, what are we reading next? Peppa Pig Garden Games. And Peppa Pig Miss Rabbit's Day Off. See you next time.